Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. Um, it's still morning, it's not yet noon. So, as you guys get in, hit like, say hello, sprinkle, sprinkle. So, we're going to be talking about art, magic, and alchemy and how they all kind of go together. Um, through a lot of art, painting, sculpture, drawings, whatever, artists are able to create symbols, meaning in pictures or paintings, leave messages or breadcrumbs for those who see. And so, a long time ago, artists were employed to paint a lot of different biblical scenes, a lot of different, things in portraits in order to leave behind information and breadcrumbs for those who would come after, whether they be in some kind of, fraternal order, secret society, or just some awakened being that can also understand and see those signs. Okay. They always say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and that is true. So, and there are lots of hidden things in many paintings and things like that. And a lot of people just glance at a painting. They just glance at it and then move on. They don't look deeper or further into any type of art unless they're analyzing the art or trying to decode the picture. But most people just say, "Oh, that's a pretty painting. The artist was talented." Moving on. And that's not why people painted, for people just to have a glance, because long ago art was not everywhere. Art was not printed out with printers, or a lot of people did not see art on a daily basis. So whenever you did come across a painting or some type of artwork, you would literally sit there and let yourself go into the painting or really see what the painting is about. You would sit there and ponder versus just walking by and looking at it. But nowadays, we're so spoiled with artwork everywhere. A lot of art has lost its meaning because people don't look at it anymore with, the type of eye that was looking for alchemy, symbolism, magic, or messages or breadcrumbs or things like that. They're not looking for that anymore. And that's why, you know, um, we miss a lot of the knowledge that was left behind. One of the main cultures that used artwork to communicate and um, use magic and alchemy was ancient Kemet. Their whole system is based in art. Okay, the arts. That's why alchemy means the black arts. So a lot of people will go back to ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt, and look at the writing on the wall, the hieroglyphs, the symbols, the drawings, the colors, and they all have meaning. And symbols and pictures or hieroglyphs definitely say more than words can say. It also has a frequency. It also has a way of working in your brain that's not just left or right. It also helps you merge how you see and what you see, and how you view the world. So it is very important to often try to look at art. I don't care if you have to buy a coffee table book, go online and look at it or whatever, but looking at art will definitely awaken you a lot more. It will definitely help you see more and pick out symbolism. And if you think about it, when we dream, our dream is literally art. Movies are art. Writing is art because it paints a description in your mind. So if you are an artist yourself and you draw or paint or sculpt or do digital art or whatever you do, make movies, make sure you are putting some of your breadcrumbs or messages or maybe your magic or your alchemy or your spirituality in your work, because years and years from now, that is what's going to determine how valuable your work is. Because if people are awakened and you have a painting or some type of artwork out there that speaks to them, they're not going to buy it just because it matches the colors of their living room. They're going to buy it because it means something and it's magical and it has power of some sort or a message that they like. So make sure if you're an artist to put stuff into your artwork and leave behind breadcrumbs. So I'm going to show you one of the most famous paintings of all time, the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. And he worked on this for years and years and years. I don't even know how long, but many years. It was supposed to be a portrait of a fisherman's wife, and he ended up keeping it because he kept working on it. This painting is done in several dimensions. Like there are more than one dimension or two dimensions to this painting. If you look at it different ways with mirrors, flipping it, inverting it, and all sorts of things. There is a varnish over this painting to preserve it in the Louvre, in the museum in France, and it discolored the painting a little bit and made it a little bit darker. So I was watching a video, and the experts did really a veil over her head, and you can kind of see right here where the veil stops. Looks like a lace front wig. Anyway, and so the veil was lifted from over her eyes. She sees, that's why she smirks, because she knows more than most, because the veil has been lifted from her eyes. And according to the lines on this painting, you see the part in her hair, the cleavage on her breast, and the angles of her fingers. If you line up a mirror or a glass with each of these lines and also the horizon, you see different things within the painting. So this is literally a multi-dimensional painting that you can play with and see more into. The more you look at it, the more you're going to see. Okay, so there's many videos and stuff on it. You guys can go look it up. Leonardo da Vinci was one of the artists that would paint all these types of multi-dimensional paintings, and you can see a lot. He tells a lot with his paintings. So he was not formally educated with the college or university that most people were during his time, because he didn't have a legitimate father. He was born out of wedlock, so he wasn't allowed. So he was self-taught, and that's why he thought more outside of the box, because he wasn't taught in a structured environment or taught with structured rules or whatever. So he was able to come to all of these conclusions because he was not guided by someone who thought inside of the box, but was guided from whatever was guiding him mentally, and was able to see further, deeper, and into more dimensions than most of his peers. So this book is called The Secret History of the World by Mark Booth, and it is linked. I have a Amazon storefront where you can find all of these objects that I'm about to show you guys, all these books, cards, and etc. All the books that I mentioned will be at that link right there. I just put it all in one place so y'all can find it, instead of putting a different link for everything I'm about to show you. So this is a really good book. If you get this copy with the illustrated copy, because there's two types of books that are titled the same thing by the same author, get the illustrated one because there's lots of artwork in it, and you're definitely going to appreciate it. It is well worth it. Okay. So this book alone will help you see art in a whole different way. Okay. Moving on. That's another reason why there are so many decks of tarot and oracle cards, because the artwork on them speak to people different. There's different symbolisms in the artwork. Some people like this type of art, while others like this type of art. So there's a deck literally for everyone and every type of person. So the latest decks that I purchased, I said I wasn't going to buy anymore, but I couldn't help it. The Black Cat Tarot. I mean, I love black cats. Come on, look at that. Because I have black cats and things like that. And then I got the Compendium of Witches Oracle. And so these, I haven't even opened them yet. I was waiting to open them on camera with you guys so that I could just have a look. They're still in the plastic, but a lot of these cards are now done digitally, like with digital artwork. See? So if you are a digital artist or, whatever, remember to still think like the old artists outside of the box and don't just do what looks, what do you call it, aesthetically pleasing. Make sure you're leaving your mark forever so that, you can literally live forever. That's how artists live, by leaving their mark. Okay, that has something meaningful within your artwork. All right, so these are cute. I'm not gonna go through all of them. There's a smell. So there's some white cats in there. The fool. They made the fool the white cat. No. Because black cats versus white cats. So the rest of them are black. So these are so cute. And these are linked at that link on Amazon. It's also linked in the description bar. If everything in this video that I'm showing you is going to be at this Amazon link. So it comes with a little book and tell you the meanings and things like that. But if you were just to look at these cards without reading the book, just from the artwork alone, could you figure out what was going on? Like, for example, of this one. Cat's like sitting on a branch overlooking the horizon. And it looks like there's a tornado in the background, but the cat's just chill. So does he have everything under control? Is he able, or she, whatever the cat is? The artwork speaks 1,000 words and also invokes emotion, feelings, the subconscious mind, and I think, the subconscious mind and all of that thing. So without leaving your art, your mark in your artwork, even if you're a writer, leave some breadcrumbs, leave some subconscious subliminals, positive, or whatever your message is that you want to leave. Okay, so we're going to look at the Compendium of Witches Oracle. It is raining outside, so hopefully this weather will not mess up the feed. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And I have another book to show you guys in a second, and y'all are really going to like it. I just started reading it. For 1 second, let me open these cards. These are all the cards open. So this is what it looks like. Comes with a book, a thick book too. Okay, thick book, glossy, good quality. The cards aren't huge. They're just like regular tarot. Well, they're kind of oracle card size. The normal oracle card size. There's lots of symbolism on the front, as you can see. Very interesting. And these are all the different types of witches and throughout different cultures and history of witches. So you're going to see a lot of different looking types of energies in these cards. There's also symbols like cup, okay, which means to rest. And they have a chalice with a snake, temperance. Okay, so these are more symbols right here in this section of it. And then when you get to the next section, I guess the minor arcana, they're doing the different, sorry, let me get past some of the symbols, get to the witches. There's lots of different symbols. Okay, here are the witches. So they have the symbols and the things, and here are all the witches that come. Okay. So you have like native, you have like Norse, you have this looks like New Orleans. Okay, you have like, it's like more like Mediterranean or something. This looks like Hogwarts. So you have so many different types of witches, and they have literally taken a lot of the types of witches and put them in a deck along with some animal and uh, tool symbols. So this is the Compendium of Witches Oracle, and they are going to be linked at, as well as the books that I'm showing you today, and the other cards are all going to be linked at this link right here. So y'all go check out if y'all like those cards. I haven't gotten a chance to really look at them yet, but they are nice, good quality. If you like witches or the history of witches or the different cultural aspect of witchcraft and symbolism, these are really good cards. And box is really nice, so definitely recommend those. All right, this book is the one that I'm reading. It's also linked in that. Okay. The Visual Alchemy. Okay, this is called Visual Alchemy, A Witch's Guide to Sigil Art and Magic by Laura Tempest Zakroff. And like I said, it's linked in this little link here that I put. I also have it in the description bar. So this is a really good book. It talks about alchemy, art, sigils, how to create your own, how to make up your own if you want to make them up. They give you a couple of symbols and sigils and stuff that will help you make your own, as far as these right here. So if you're into sigil art or just wanting to know about art, magic, and alchemy, then definitely y'all get this book. I'm still reading it, but it's very good. It's a page turner. And if you're interested in art or sigils or magic or anything like that, that will make your works more, interesting or powerful, definitely pick that book up. It's called Visual Alchemy by Laura Tempest Zarkov, and it's linked in the description. It's on Amazon. So reading this book really has helped me understand how important art really, really is. I mean, I already knew how important it is because I always looked at art to find hidden meaning, but the story or how this person views art is very similar, but it also shows how important it is to the world and to knowledge and to your way of manifesting and, leaving behind information. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, I do recommend that book. Okay. Hours looking at artwork and trying to decode it, or picking out the symbolisms in it and doing research and looking up what things mean. I can spend hours doing that. That's my entertainment. I mean, when I'm not like doing something or watching TV, if I watch TV with my kids, because sometimes I sit there and watch with them their little shows or whatever. I'm getting ready to take my elixir. But when I'm not doing anything, I'm looking at artwork, whether it's online, in a book, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out, and it's also like having a conversation with people from the past, especially if you're looking at the greats from maybe the Renaissance era. You're able to see how they thought. It's almost like you're literally getting to have a conversation with one of those types of artists. And you can see how they thought. You can see how complex their mind was. You can see what they were trying to tell people. You can see why they took their time and effort to do such a thing. And it's almost as if you're looking back into the past and getting to talk to someone that you may really, admire. So it's also doing that. It may also help you in your work if you're an artist. Even like just doing your makeup. Like if you go back to the ancient Egyptians and ancient Kemet, how the women and men did their makeup, it all goes back to different gods and goddesses, different meanings. The colors had different meanings, so it gives things more meaning and also empowers you on a certain level. And a lot of people ask, well, how do I build my confidence and things like that? If you know what things mean on a higher level, if it's positive, it could also heighten your self-awareness and your confident level. If you know, you know what I'm saying? So like, for example, if you knew that wearing a certain shade of clothing or lipstick or, whatever gave you a certain type of energy or power, you would feel more powerful and confident when you put it on versus not knowing and just throwing anything on and being like, you know what, I just like the way the shirt fits. You might feel confident because it looks good on you or it fits good on you, but imagine how much more confident you would be if you knew what the shirt also meant as far as the color or even the fabric. So you would be even more empowered and more magical. Your frequency would be even higher by knowing what certain things mean. So this is why it is important to study art to learn, and also you can use your own symbolism and anything you write or draw, sigils, whatever, symbols, you can make your own up if you like. Okay. Um, you said making and looking at your own art creations can unlock codes of awakening within. That's so true. I saved drawings and paintings and art since I was a kid up until I was like in high school. And even I still do artwork now. But looking at those pictures that I drew in elementary and in junior high school, I knew what I know now consciously, but I knew it subconsciously back then. Like everything that I always drew was knowledge that I literally had to attain in order to, know who I am. And I would go back and look at these old drawings. I'm like, I always knew. I always knew because I'm always drawing the same thing, or I'm always, putting this in the drawing. And it's like I always knew. And so, and then I read some poetry from when I was younger, maybe like in high school and junior high. And the same thing. It's like I always knew. Like, see, I told you. So a lot of your artwork that you produce is literally your subconscious mind trying to come through onto that paper to show you who you are. It's like you're vomiting out subconscious things that are in your mind that you want to share with yourself. It's like a dream. Like when you dream, sometimes, yourself wants to make you aware of certain things, so you dream of it. Same thing with drawing as a child. So I like to save all that and look back. Even if you don't like saving paper, just take a photo. If you have kids, take a picture of their artwork and save it like that. But I like to save the real copy. Um, mhm. Why do we say subconscious when subconscious is on a higher plane? Um, you could say, a lot of people say like hidden mind, the occult, knowledge, hidden knowledge, subconscious. I think it's because it's below your consciousness level. If you are, you may think consciousness is the highest level because you're unaware of the other one. Okay. Some people say my higher consciousness, and they try to equate that with more good, but subconscious is neither good nor bad. It just is what it is. Um, Why do okay, make one really think about saving art you made as a kid? Yes, I saved all my art. Well, as much as I could from my own ability to save it. Thank you. Okay, and also, um, I feel like a lot of people who are getting those AI digital art things made, like how AI could draw you, or how AI sees you, when like artificial intelligence paints you or writes a song or a poem or whatever, whatever. There's always like this, that there's the originality missing from those types of artworks. You can't see, the human touch on them. So if you can't see the human touch on them, they're not going to have much meaning. They're going to look like, they're not going to make you feel anything. So the, the frequency that someone has while they're painting or drawing or sculpting, allows you to see that and feel that and almost connect with that artist. But if it's an artificial intelligence, you're just seeing, basically a cartoon, uh, and not something that is, cartoon is artwork, but you're not seeing the human touch to it. Okay. You're not getting the emotion with it. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Be subconscious and conscious aren't the same, and analytical is different. I don't like when AI is too involved. Okay. Yeah. Yesterday, you randomly had an urge to draw something. Yeah. Art feels, AI art feels so robotic and ominous. Yeah. Yeah, I never got my stuff done by AI art. It looks cheesy to me. Sorry, AI, but you got to do better. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, it's like cheesy. It doesn't have a style. It's like just cheese. If I want some cheesy art real quick, I know where to go. Yes, the magic in the alchemy. Okay, so there most alchemists or most people that teach alchemy use artwork in order to give information. Um, and a lot of people don't really look deeply into a lot of the alchemical drawings, but they're so interesting and precise, like this one right here. Um, this is an alchemy drawing, and there's so much information here. You literally all this stuff means, and you literally have to go into a deeper way of thinking to even know what this photo means or this drawing means. You really got to go in there. It is the micro. Hold on. I can't even see. I have my magnifying glass. I can see, but these letters are really small. So guess what I got? Plus, these little pictures are so small, you need a magnifying glass to really see them. Okay, so it says Knox Micro Comica, something like that. So it's like microcosm, I guess. And it's in the Latin. So a lot of this stuff is in Latin. So I started learning Latin to kind of understand some of these things, but you can just literally Google the Latin meaning of these words. So this is artwork and it's alchemy. And so it just opens up your mind a little bit more, allows you to research, figure out what things are, go on a journey to learn more. Okay. And like I said, with the ancient Egyptians, they used a lot of artwork to give messages and things like that. So art is everywhere. It has deeper meaning. It is the first way that humans, um, communicated with more than one person at a time by leaving something behind. So like cave paintings, all that kind of stuff. How they felt at the time, all that kind of stuff. So you're getting a glimpse of your ancestors, especially if you go and look at art from, your different cultures. You're getting a glimpse at the ancestors, how they thought, how they felt. You're getting a glimpse at how other people viewed them, especially the artist. And so you get to get into the perspective of someone that is no longer here, someone from the past that was there, and you get to see and feel the emotional energy or the alchemy in the painting. Now, a long time ago, they used different elements and chemicals and compounds in the paint. A lot of them were dangerous, but there's also that element to the frequency of a painting. So you're getting chemistry, you're getting perspective, you're getting hidden symbolism, you're getting alchemy, you're getting emotion, which is a frequency and a vibration. Um, you're getting breadcrumbs from whatever it is the artist wanted to leave behind. So you're getting so much in a painting versus, simply reading about something in history or reading about a character or someone. You're getting so much more in the artwork that's not in the story. Okay. Um, Sprinkle, sprinkle. Now, it's like paintings like this. Like, why is this painted? Like, what does all this mean? What is that? Why that flower up there? What's that green thing? Why is there a half naked angel sitting up there talking to this priest or friar or whatever this is? And you can tell this was drawn a long time ago before they created the I don't know what it's called, but how they made art in lines parallel so that it could look right. Like, see the architecture of the building, how these lines aren't parallel. Before the artist created this technique to making lines parallel so that the buildings looked correct, this art is super old. So they're leaving breadcrumbs and stuff in there. Even though they can't get the building quite right, it doesn't stop them. Yeah, perspective and dimensions. It doesn't stop them from putting the message out. And then later, when someone figured out how to create like a horizon and a point in the middle of the horizon to line everything up with, until they figured out how to make straight lines and parallel and look correct, with the architecture, because they could do it on the actual building. But some artists didn't have that education, so they just drew the best they could. Still gave the art away, still gave the breadcrumbs, still had the information. Okay, and then you have a lot of like symbolic art in different fraternal orders that convey messages. And only certain people know what it means unless you study symbolism. Then you could also know what certain paintings and drawings mean as well. So knowledge is free and anybody could figure it out. Stuff is not hidden anymore. It's literally everywhere. If you just look, even online, you don't even have to buy a book anymore. You literally just type in whatever it is you're looking for and find the artwork online and the symbolism and what they are meaning. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, it's kind of rainy in the area, so it could be interfering with the connection, y'all. I'm so sorry. But that's all I wanted to say. This is not going to be a very long, drawn out video. I just want to show y'all how art, magic, and alchemy all go together and how you should take deeper looks at artwork instead of just glancing, because a lot of knowledge and awakening lies within artwork, especially those people that were, in the Renaissance era and drawing alchemy pictures and things like that. You need to look at those. A lot of secrets are there. A lot of secrets. Mhm. The best symbol book, you're going to find it at that link that I have. Just scroll all the way down and you can look at everything that I ever suggest for this channel. Like everything that I've ever suggested on this channel is going to be at that link on Amazon. It's a collection of all the books, cards, items, spiritual items that I recommend. And there's a symbol book on there. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like an encyclopedia of symbols or something. You'll see it. I have one that's no longer available because I got it so long ago, or the price is super high, but I put a few on there so you have options. Okay. You love going to the museum and interpreting the artwork? Me too. I went to one maybe like last year, and there was so much information in these paintings, and these were done by modern artists, like artists of today. And there was so much that they were trying to say, and I was trying to literally decode so many of their, paintings. And my kids were like, Okay, stop, mom, stop. We gotta go. Because like the paintings were giving so much information that people aren't allowed to say, but they could say it through their symbolism of their art. Okay. So this was during the time right after everyone was able to go back out and be in the world and not have to wear coverings over their face. During that time, I guess artists were busy making art, and a lot of the artwork that was made during the time of the pandemic is very interesting. So if you can find some artwork that was done during the pandemic by certain artists, you would be like, wow. So every like during major events or historical events or things that have a huge impact on the world, a lot of artists will work and create, and you get to see exactly what was going on, the truth, not the news media truth, not what was put in history books, not what they say you can say and what you can't say, but a true perspective from a witness that was there, that had enough emotion and energy to paint it or draw it or sculpt it out to leave behind their truth. Is so interesting because you're not going to get the full perspective of an event or a time if it's only being fed to you through one perspective. And if that perspective is controlled, it's not going to mean much anyway. Okay, so that's why artists are very important because they're allowed to say what no one else can because they say it through symbolisms, paintings, colors, all and all that kind of thing. And people don't really bother because they don't feel like our society has enough time, energy, or intelligence to kind of see through a lot of or see some of the breadcrumbs and information that's being portrayed through the art. So they don't care because they know most people aren't going to care or see. But those that do see, like I do, then get on like social media or YouTube, and then they try to explain it to the people that may or may not see, and that's how it gets out there. That's how the inner information gets out there a lot of times. Um, and if you get a really good painting, it only increases in value, and it's also an investment as well. It was yeah, music is the same way, that's why, you could decode a lot of lyrics, and also if the artists make videos, videos are also an art form, and sometimes the lyrics may not even match with the video, but that might be because the lyrics may have nothing to do with the message that's trying to be conveyed. So sometimes you just need to look at the video. Um, and sometimes they do go together. Sometimes the video is inspired by the lyrics. And that goes to movies as well. Like movies, oh my goodness. Movies are literally, you know, giving so many breadcrumbs and information. We already know that. Like people decode movies all the time. But if you take a person that is really artistic and they make a movie, that movie will have a huge impact on whoever watches it. That movie will have a subliminal impact on whoever watches it and how they act and what they think. It's going to be, planted in their subconscious mind. And some people are really good at that, very creative. Um, I know Jordan Peele is one of them. Uh, so if y'all have seen the little post that I posted earlier, how I'm going to be going live tomorrow with Q Reeves. He's also a YouTuber and he also does regressions. So if y'all know Q Reeves, let me know. But yes, we're going to be doing a collab tomorrow, and we're going to be discussing the donut Earth, and I'm going to get into that later. We're also going to be discussing Nope, the movie Nope by Jordan Peele, and we're going to be discussing whatever comes out of that conversation. So y'all make sure you be here. It's going to be 7 Eastern, 6 Central, Thursday, April 6th, 2023. In case y'all are watching this in the future. um, so all of Jordan Peele's movies are pretty good. I recommend all of his movies. Um, so many more. Just most movies are going to have symbolism in it, but I like his because they're so. I guess I don't know. We think very similar. I guess because he's a Pisces, like I'm a Pisces, and it's just the style. I feel like you said thanks to the elixirs, you finally watched The Matrix. Oh my goodness, did you like it? Okay. All right. So yeah, make sure y'all tune in for that because I don't really do collabs. This will be my first like live collab since literally 2020. um, I stopped doing collabs for a while because I need to focus on doing what I had to do. But I think it's a good time to do this particular subject with Q because he kind of thinks on the same type of level where you decode and you see deeper meanings and things, and you could connect dots and things like that. So it's always fun to do a collab when you're connecting dots and decoding with someone who speaks the same language. So so you can go back and forth, and maybe I missed something, maybe he missed something, and like together you can always find what was missed or go deeper or whatever on something that may not have clicked. So it's always good to get another perspective on something that you're decoding or something that you're learning about. They may have the information you might be missing, and vice versa. Um, all right. So can y'all like make sure y'all stay with like if y'all are going to ask questions during the collab, can you please make sure that they're having to do with the topic and the subject of what is being discussed, because a lot of people try to get off subject and talk about things from the other channel, and those questions are probably not going to get answered if I am really focused on what I'm talking about. So try to keep the questions based on what the video is about. Thanks. All right. You said you like it better. You like me better solo, but you're going to make an exception for Q because you and him blend good together, but you flow alone. Thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Q did a live talking about you a few weeks back and how you reported on his videos. Y'all did. It was an accident. That's how we kind of started discussing whether we should do a collab or not. I accidentally, because YouTube, when they have this new thing now where as soon as you log on, something pops up and it says these videos may have copyright infringement or something. And so I was like, what? I'm thinking this is a new video that I don't know about. And so I automatically just click on the little square that says, remove. I didn't even look at the title of the video. So when I was informed that that was our video that we made years ago, I took it off because it's an accident. I did that to 2 other people too by accident. So I had to go back and literally just look and see who the videos were. And I was like, oh, those aren't, those are approved. Every time it says copyright stuff, and then it wants you to check if any people are, stealing your content. And so it's just a new thing on YouTube that I was not familiar with because, they change it all the time. So that's what happened. Uh-huh. He said, please don't let these men into our space. This is my channel. There are lots of guys on the collabs in the playlist. And this channel is for everyone, not just women. And my Shira 7 channel is a totally different channel. And this channel is a totally different channel. I have several channels. Okay. So if you don't want, you know, guys on our channel, then, there are even Dusties and guys on the Shira 7 channel. And I allow them to be there because I like getting the perspective of what other people think, even if it's funny or, negative. I still like to see what people think. So I try not to discriminate against people because that's not how you learn and grow. Okay. That's not how you learn and grow. You gotta learn. You gotta learn. And he's cool, I've known him for a while. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, how does Wadjet and all that come together? That's okay. Read the Egyptian creation story. That, yeah. Go and go research. If you don't know how all of it connects, go research the Egyptian creation story. There you go. All of it will go. They're just going to tell you the whole story. And it's all symbolic. Okay. It's all symbolic. It's literally the cosmos, the creation, um, the atmosphere. It's literally how everything scientifically evolved, but they put it in the story with gods and goddesses by giving certain events and, you know, reactions, scientific and chemical reactions. They give it a goddess or a god status so that people can tell the story. So it's in an art form and so that it lasts throughout the ages because people didn't understand science back then on the same level. And the knowledge that was passed on had to be remembered or easily to, write out. So they used gods and goddesses. And if you look at the artwork of some of these gods and goddesses, if you look at the pictures of or the carvings of them, there'll be a feather, there'll be a snake, there'll be different types of colors on them. They'll be looking this way. Their one foot will be forward, one foot will be back. All these are symbols as to what this whole thing means. So you have to be, able to study that and understand what's being told to you. But also, if you read the Egyptian creation stories, some of them are different. They're not always the same. So you got to read all the versions of them, and they will start to connect. Okay. Um, so you said alchemy is turning lead into gold spiritually, physically, and scientifically. Okay. So that is the term that most people know, but also alchemy is using what's around you to create the life that you also want. Turning lead into gold. Let's see alchemy in a potato. A potato would be the lead. French fries would be the gold. So the steps you would, if you had no idea how to make French fries, a potato would literally be worthless to you, right? So the thought process of getting this potato into French fries is what your mind has to figure out and what your mind has to do in order to become gold. So the process of figuring out how to make a potato into French fries will awaken you, teach you new things, um, allow you to experiment with different chemicals, heats, and temperatures to get you to these French fries that you can make millions of dollars on versus a potato. Okay. So you can use this for anything. It could be an idea. It could be, whatever. You know how most people buy products because of the packaging a lot of times? And let's say you buy a lip gloss or something. Okay. The lip gloss is lip gloss, right? But the alchemy of the art on the packaging, the colors, how it makes you feel is what they can put a price on. How you feel about a product is what they're selling you. That is the alchemy of it. Okay. To turn lip gloss or a lip balm that probably cost 25 cents to make, selling it for $8 because of the packaging. That is the alchemy. Okay. Taking lead into gold, figuring out what makes people, you know, want to spend money on something that is worth 25 cents. So it's the process of getting more for less. And also the knowledge that you attain while doing so, while figuring out the frequency that you begin to vibrate when getting more for less. Okay. Could you imagine finding something in a thrift store that's worth $1 million and you paid $10 for it? How do you think you're going to be vibrating? You know, you go get it appraised. I only paid $10 for this. Oh my gosh, this is worth millions. What? Yes, this is ancient. That's literal alchemy. Okay. How you feel, what you're thinking, how you got from here to here, you know, that is alchemy. Making greatness out of nothing. What color what color psychology play into alchemy? Yes. Colors have different frequencies, yes. And different meanings and so forth and so on. Also, if you have a favorite color, a favorite number, a favorite letter, all of it is alchemy. Symbols have deeper meanings. Okay. Um, okay, so y'all know how like when someone like says something negative to you or a negative situation happens to you, but you turn it around and make it work for you and you end up profiting more from it. And if the negative situation would have never happened, you would not have profited at all. So it's kind of like that, turning lead into gold. Mhm. So I would definitely like my favorite part in alchemy is transmutation. Transmutation is taking something, and I always like to take it to the next level. Instead of taking something from negative to positive, I like to take it from negative to um, super profitable. Okay. That's the best form of alchemy, I believe. Transmutation. The next level is you could keep going forever. It is eternal. Like the level up is forever. The great work is forever. You keep continuously growing in knowledge, in frequency, in energy, in thought. Um, Different perspectives. Okay, there are endless, limitless perspectives. So you're always going to have something to see, to learn, to understand, to figure out, to we always often forget to enjoy as well. A lot of times we're so focused on learning, we forget to enjoy life as well. So also the enjoyment of it. Um, you said you're getting more popular on TikTok. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, I don't even have an account on there, but I'm grateful that everybody's enjoying the posts and things like that. But I didn't post it. I have an Instagram y'all can follow. She was seven on Instagram. Can the level slow down a bit though? Because I feel like I just got out of another level. The transformation is nonstop. Yeah, take a break. Go do something that is very grounding. You know, take a break and go do something grounding. Have fun. Like forget about it. Um, Go see a stupid cheesy movie. Eat some popcorn. Like go to the beach. Go enjoy your life. Go shopping. You know, Go do something that maybe grounds you and don't think about anything. Just have fun. Okay. You can always get right back to where you left off whenever you're ready. See? So you don't have to stay on something continuously. Like you don't stay on a treadmill forever. You get off. Then you get back on when you need to. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said there's too many creeps in your level up. Oh my goodness. How do we enjoy? Just go have fun. That's how. Do what you do to have fun. Yeah. Um, yeah, like some people get too serious on their journey and they forget to have fun. Like it's no fun. It's no point if you don't have fun. There's no point if you can't have fun with it. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So you said Wajet, the all-seeing eye. Yeah, the eye of Wajet, snake, serpent goddess of Egypt. Um, very, very forceful energy. So just read about it. Definitely something to research. And we've already talked about how a lot of the hidden symbolism and knowledge pertain to um, the goddess or women. In a patriarchal society, it's very important to look at art and see the breadcrumbs of the goddess or the hidden goddess figures that have been literally erased or kept hidden in, in history and as well as in the present. A lot of artists know this and they put it in there to remind people and to leave breadcrumbs. Okay. And a lot of people don't like to acknowledge women, especially during the patriarchy, and so they use symbolisms, like so they're left in the paintings, and we can also see through in the Renaissance era a lot of paintings with women in them held secrets. So definitely understand that when we look back at art, we see a lot of information that was taken away or is not recorded, in history or in any type of writings, but you can't find them in the paintings. Okay. He said artists love to paint women. Right. Like when you paint, like you have to look at someone. And when you like, especially if an artist is painting a woman, you have to look at a woman. You have to really pay attention to details and every little thing. You have to study them. And a true artist studies why someone is the way are, and they want to, capture that in their painting or drawing. And so they have a deeper look inside of people as well. Hmm. And spending a large amount of time painting someone, you know, you kind of like getting a lot of information from them as well, from their frequency, from their breath, from their breathing, from their presence. And so a lot of things are going to come out through that painting just from being in their presence versus if you were just looking at a photo or drawing from your mind. I remember when I was younger, I took a live art class and we had to paint nude models. And I had no idea that the class I'd signed up for, we would be painting nude models. And so I'm showing up just, thinking we're going to paint some vases and, fruit and stuff. And then a naked person just stands up on this little block in the middle of the room. And I'm like, what? And then the art teacher says, okay, get out your charcoal and your paper and sketch this in 5 minutes. Sketch this person in 5 minutes. I'm like, huh? So I had to like literally look at this person and figure out how to draw them within 5 minutes after what I saw. And then, of course, we did 10 minutes, then 20 minutes, and then we built we built the man or the woman each time we got more minutes. So our first drawing for 5 minutes, we would build upon top of that, and we would get 10 minutes. And then we would build on top of that and get 20 minutes until it looked like what was standing there, or close enough to it. And sometimes those models aren't the best looking models. They get paid like, well, back then they got paid like $100 to pose nude for the art class. And, you know, one of them was kind of, looking good. Okay. And I think I drew that one the best. Anyway, but it is an experience sitting there drawing a person at a vulnerable state. Okay. You would have just wrote naked. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, I don't know. They might have got paid more, but they were usually people that would get naked for $100. So let's just put it that way. Okay. Now I don't want to go too much into it, but think of the people at the nude beach. It's always the people you don't want to see nude, right? There might be one out of like 20 that might look decent. All right, there you go. And this was in the early 2000s, so price could have went up, right? Anyway, so another thing that we were asked to do in my art class, which was kind of cool, we had to take our favorite story by an author in literature and make a painting about it or a drawing, whatever. So I chose The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe, and I literally had to draw like all these bricks and this black cat, this dead corpse and stuff. It was hilarious. And I had fun doing it, and it showed me a lot about myself, why I chose that story, why I chose that scene from the story, how much energy I put in the detail of the dead body or the bricks or the cat, how I made the cat look evil or did I make it look nice? What did the decomposed body look like? How dark were the colors? How much pressure did I put while I was, coloring or drawing? What was I feeling at the time? And so doing the artwork itself is also a form of the great work or alchemy because you see what you're feeling while you're drawing it, why you're painting it. Then you ask yourself, why did I choose this? Da, da, da. So it kind of allows you to take a peek inside of your own self as well when you're an artist or when you just have an assignment to draw something. Um, you said it's one of your favorite stories. Mhm. A person, art gives a glimpse into their mind. Exactly. You said art therapy saved you. Okay, it's very therapeutic. It is. So if you feel like you need to get something out on paper and journaling is not enough, or you could journal and do artwork because I do both. I like both because both are very expressive and you can say more if you don't have the words or you don't want to write a long drawn out, journal entry. Just draw a picture of how you feel. There you go. You said the law of assumption. Something like that? Assuming something. I guess if you assume something and it's true to you, then you start to vibrate at that frequency and start to create around that frequency, which then brings you whatever it is that you are, you know, assuming is correct. So definitely it's fine. I know there's a lot of people talking about like there's this whole new thing about lucky girl syndrome or lucky whatever. Basically, it's just positive thinking and being delusional, and people are just calling it lucky girl syndrome. Like, I know that something great is going to happen to me today. I just feel it. I'm just going to go about my day. Oh, wow, something happens to me. Oh my God. I always think that way every day. I already know. This is how I live my life. So that's new to many people, but I've been living like that because I didn't always live like that. Now, I didn't always live like that, but I started to live like that when I realized that I had a choice. When you're growing up and you're not taught certain things, you don't realize you have a choice. And when you realize you have a choice, there's no going back. Some people don't know that they have that choice. They don't know that they have that choice to say something good is going to happen to me today. I just know it and then it does. People don't know that they have that option. They just walk around and take whatever is thrown at them and accept it before they even start their day. You know, when I start my day, I'm like, I know everything's going to go great today. I'm going to find something cool. This is, you know, something great is going to happen and I'm going to be happy and da da da. And it usually is. So that's how I wake up every day. Mhm. It is a choice. It sounds corny, but it works. Thanks for getting the elixir sprinkle sprinkle. Y'all should start with phase one, y'all. Okay, you write the story. Exactly. Write the story and create it. And it will unfold throughout your life or your day, or however long you wrote the story for. Um, you said assimilation and domestication tend to make folks forget and always know as your inner child. Yeah. I always keep in touch with my inner child because that to me, my inner child is probably the smartest, most confident energy that I have. Okay. Like I think back of the thoughts that I had in my mind when I was a child and I was terrible. I was like the same way I am now. Like, but I didn't say it. I just thought it. You know, I had the same mind. It's like very cute because that's how I thought as a little child or a younger child. Someone said the higher self is often disguised as the inner child. Yeah. I definitely feel that is also true because your inner child knows so much more than you know as an adult, but you're forced to forget it and focus on memorizing stuff that doesn't really do anything for you. And then you forget it. But I never forgot it because, I feel like I never tried to. I always kept that voice and I like, I always did the side eye to people that was trying to force me to be different. Like, I don't think so. I'm good the way I am. you know, so many people try to force me or suggest that I change in some form or fashion, especially on YouTube. And I said, nope, no thanks, bye. If I want to be a carbon clone copy of somebody else, then I just, I pay somebody to make me into that. But no, no thanks. Um, so, you know, People do try though. Like they will try to, if they see that you're an individual and you don't fit into a certain box, they will try to find a box for you. They will try. Okay. Some people don't come in boxes and they don't go into boxes either. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Comparison is the thief of joy. Exactly. Uh, So before you learn, okay, PC says before you learned religion as a child, you would think about so many things that people would say is wrong, but spiritual texts would explore. Yeah, religion um, does put you in that box. So it's better to think for yourself. How come their black pink goes, the weather gets crazy? I don't know. The weather's crazy a lot of places. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Because, like, especially if you live in Texas, ah, the black pink has nothing to do with it because they ain't in Texas all the time. Texas just has crazy weather. Period. Period. Um, you said who I'm dressed up for? Myself, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You don't dress up for yourself? I dress up for myself because I feel good when I look good. And what better way to raise your frequency than to pass by a mirror and to see how good you look? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Feel good, look good, baby. He said, "Now all people dress up for me." Well, good for them. I dress up for myself. If other people appreciate it, then that's nice. I always, I appreciate that as well. You said they steal your style. Okay. Your inner child, you always knew religion was a joke and a business. Of course. Yep, God is why it is a business. So, we already know that though. You feel like more folks like being volunteer victims and upholding a misery mentality? Yeah, a lot of people do because I think a lot of people choose to be miserable because if they were happy, they wouldn't be getting any attention, or they choose to be miserable because they don't know that they have a choice. There's one of the two. And some people have been miserable for so long, they don't know who they are unless they are miserable. So they can't change or they don't want to. Um, so that's it. What do you think about the public school system? What's the best way to educate your child as well? Um, I think children who seek knowledge on their own are going to be really ahead of the curve. If they go outside of school or public school and come home and do more research on things that they are interested in and be self-taught, or if they learn from other people, if they learn from people on YouTube or their parents or whatever, they ask questions, they literally are, seeking knowledge. I don't think we as parents should force knowledge or religion on kids until they come looking for it. You can share things with them, you can mention things to them, but never force because people want to take so much control over children. They don't need it. Just keep them safe. That's literally all you got to do. They will learn, they will be inquisitive on their own naturally. Never force stuff down their throat because they will end up resenting it anyway. Or, let them be curious and find it on their own. That's my best way of doing that. Public school is going to teach them what, how to be a worker. That's all their public school is going to teach you, how to be a worker. If you already tell your children you're going to be an entrepreneur or whatever it is you want to be, you're not going to be sitting here training to work for someone. This is what the school system trains you to do. So you know, have them embark upon outside projects that allow them to be in control of their own ability to earn money. So, for example, both my daughters are published authors. They have written books. Those books are available on Amazon. I'll probably give you all the details later, and y'all, it's already in the community section. Y'all probably heard me talk about it before. But now they know that there's options. They know that they can do things on their own. They know they don't have to follow all these rules and regulations and do things in a certain order to have something to call their own. They know that they can be successful without having to work for other people. They know all of this. So they just literally just go through the motions in the school to get out. That's literally it. They don't take it too seriously. They already know half of it's lies because you can go Google the truth on the internet or more of the truth or the missing things that they leave out and all that kind of stuff. So there's, literal paintings, photographs, pictures of stuff that's left out in the school that you could go get on your own. So we have enough information out here now to where children who seek knowledge are able to find it. Like, but never force it. I do, however, tell them that a lot of the stuff that they teach in school is inaccurate and a lot of information is definitely left off, and that school is a training ground to make you into a worker. That's all you need to tell your kids. They'll figure out the rest. So it's like literally just a babysitting training place for workers while your parents are at work. There you go. You said in your childhood they said never to question the school or the church. Then I would have been questioning it for real. It's like, why not? Is that a question? Does that count? Okay, yeah. So, I don't get too deep into it. I don't get too upset at it. It's beautiful when your children know and understand the truth and they see the lies being given to them because then it's easier for them to see past the BS in real life. It's easier to see when people are trying to pull the okey doke on them. So if you give your kids information saying, this is a training spot for workers to dumb you down, to make you memorize something and to put you in a box, they're going to literally recognize it when it's being thrown at them. And so now you're also giving them the skills to recognize the, you know, lies and the BS while they're in school. And, my kids always ask me, you know, why do teachers make so little amount of money? And they know everything or they know all this stuff. I'm like, because obviously it's not true, baby. Okay, you would think that if you are a teacher or some type of, scholar, that you would have a lot more knowledge and information in order to be successful and thrive in this world. But they not. They're just there to teach you the curriculum that was forced upon, the school system and forced upon the kids and to go home. It's not something that's valuable, but otherwise it's not even valuable knowledge. It's just, the things that you have to memorize and pass a test to get out of. So I wouldn't take it too seriously or get too upset with it. We know it's fake. The kids know it's fake. They just have to remember it, put it on a piece of paper or, and get out. Okay. You said actors get paid way more to act. Exactly. You said your 4-year-old asks you questions like where you were before, where I was before I was born, and my God, how does apple seeds know to grow up and to be apple tree and not orange tree? She asked me. Oh, okay. Well, that's wonderful. Like those are really good questions. The best thing to do is try to answer them. She led you to your awakening. Yes, that's what children do. Like a lot of people say they don't want to have kids, And I can tell you from a spiritual perspective that kids will waken you up if you're not awake. Kids will broaden your perspective. Kids will lead you to, knowledge you never even thought to look for. So, and they will also help you to reconnect with your inner child as well and give you so much knowledge and things like that you never would have gotten without them. I know if it wasn't for my daughters, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't think the way I do. I wouldn't even know most of what I know. Mhm. Mhm. So, yeah, they are little teachers. Um, said, what if your mom is a preacher? Think wonderful for her. There are other books and other ways of thinking and other perspectives, and that's just one of them. You can still respect people that are religious, but you also should have the right to explore other information and other ways of thinking. You know, so religion is not the only way. And remember, knowledge and alchemy and symbolism and art came before religion. It's older. So, you know, you say she hates what you do and tries to push her into your beliefs. Well, that's where decoding comes in really good. Like if you learn how to decode, you could decode everything in her Bible and link it back to ancient times or pagan beliefs or whatever. And then you'll open her eyes, literally. So you can believe like you can like another good tip, like okay, so they say December 25th is Christmas, supposed to be Jesus's birthday and all this kind of stuff. That is the same day that um, honors the goddess Wajet from Egypt, December 25th. Also April 21st. These are the days of these goddesses, And so what else? Like the goddess Wajet, um, born on December 25th, right? Walks on water. What animal walks on water? What animal with a vertebrae can literally walk on water? There's only like three types of animals, not bugs, but animals. Lizards, snakes, and a glacier shrew. And these are all symbols of the goddess Wajet. And they walk on water. So walks on water, um, special honorary day, December 25th. Also, yep, Ishtar. So these patriarchal figures literally replaced goddesses. And you know, if you could trace everything back and just break everything down, people will listen to you because it's making sense. You know, and through artwork, you can also show symbolism. Like a lot of people painted Jesus, a lot of people painted goddesses, and you can see a lot of the same symbolisms in the paintings that will be able to help you connect dots. So maybe you can use artwork for that. Hmm. You said, do you think people should have children in these crazy times? Yes, every time is crazy. All times have been crazy. And people still have kids, you know. I feel like if you are afraid to have kids during these crazy times, then you're living in the crazy world. You're supposed to create your own world, okay? Your own reality. You're supposed to manifest, create, transmute your own reality. You don't accept the world as it is. You create the world that you want, and then you bring kids into that world with that mindset, with that frequency. And so that's what people that, you know, don't want to have kids because the world is crazy. That world is crazy, not mine. And yours shouldn't be either. And I had a video a while back and said, if you didn't have the internet or TV, you wouldn't know the world was crazy because all you would know was what was in your backyard, what was in your front yard, what was on your way to wherever you drove, and what was on your way back home. That's all you would know. And does that world look crazy? Is your child in danger on your way home to your way to your destination in your backyard or in your front yard? Is your child in danger? Nope. Why? Because that's your world. You don't live everywhere, you know. We're not in the same situation as other people. And we wouldn't have known that they were in that situation unless someone showed it to us. Okay. So we would have just been living our daily lives, thriving, being happy, doing whatever, whatever. So that's why I say sometimes you need to turn off the internet and the TV or just don't pay attention to those things if they're not right there on you. you know. Now, there are potential dangers if you travel or, that you do need to be aware of if you go into certain environments. You can teach them that, but you don't have to think that the whole world is bad because a few, isolated incidences. Um, yeah, I, I do like, I do feel like if you don't want kids, um, make sure because you probably will regret it later on if you weren't sure and if you just didn't have them out of fear. Um, but you can always adopt kids. So lots of kids need homes and stuff. Just got to make sure you're, you know, I don't even know, appropriate enough to adopt kids. The process of it, I don't know. Mm, let's just put it this way: some parents that have children wouldn't be approved to adopt children. Just think about that for a second. So if you're approved to adopt kids, then you probably make a good, decent parent. All right. And kids are tapped in. Let me tell y'all, they will tell you some stuff that don't make no sense, but then if you decode it, it will just start unfolding and connecting dots. All right. Your manifesting and synchronicity last my lifetime or longer. Just think of it as breathing, like it's normal. Don't stress out about if you can keep this forever or how to fine tune it or whatever. Just think of it as breathing. You know, whenever you take a breath and you inhale, you're accepting something, right? You're accepting that air, that oxygen. When you exhale, you're giving back whatever it is. You're transmuting that oxygen into, you know, uh, carbon dioxide. So when you breathe in and you breathe out, it's the same as manifesting. There are different breathing techniques. There are ways you can fine tune your breathing techniques. There are ways you can get more oxygen. There are ways you can relax more with different types of breathing. So just look at it like that. It's very simple. It's just your perspective on it, what you need to do at certain times. Like before you go to bed at night, if you take, these deep breaths for like a minute, you will sleep so much deeper. Um, you have so many more dreams. I have like this smartwatch where it has this sleep thing on it and it monitors your sleep. And then it has another thing on it where it does a breath exercise with you and it shows you when to inhale and exhale and it'll time you. So if you do that for like 1 minute before you go to bed, you're going to see a major difference as well. Maybe work up to 2 minutes. I don't know. But just breathing different changes your life. That's crazy. Just breathing differently changes your life, your frequency, what you dream about, how long you dream, how deep you dream, how much more vivid and detailed your dreams are just by breathing. So one small little change like that can affect the rest of your life. And so that's the same thing with manifesting. One thought, one perspective, one way of thinking can change your entire life. You know, the whole lucky girl thing. You wake up, you know good things are going to happen to you today. You know things are just going to flow naturally. You know that things are going to work out for the best no matter what. And so you walk and live in that frequency, and that's just totally changed your life from when before you do that. And like a lot of people don't realize, but when I get on these videos and I just start talking, I don't have a script. I just go by what's in the comments, what you ask me, what comes to my mind. Nothing is prepared. Now, if I do have a planned video or collab with somebody, I may make a few notes, but none of this is planned. I just know it's going to work out, and that's how I roll. I just go. Okay. Um, so a lot of people are nervous to do something because they don't think it's going to go correctly. They think they need to be more prepared. They think they have to write everything out. They think they have to have some type of magic formula. And literally, if you just know that you're going to do well no matter what, and that's it, then you're going to make that happen somehow, some way. Okay. And you just do what you want. It's not that serious. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated. We make it that way though. You say you do get anxiety. You should do that breathing exercise. They have it on YouTube too. Uh-huh. He said that's why I love you solo. Your flow is unmatched. Yeah. Well, I'm not really solo because I'm talking to y'all. See, I have to go off of y'all. Y'all ask me questions. It leads me to speaking about different things and so on and so forth. I don't think it'd be any different if I was talking to another person and they were expanding upon, whatever we were talking about. Okay. Anxiety is usually just powerful energy that you can transmute. Exactly. Exercise, art, breathing, staying busy, doing something. You know, I think a lot of people start getting anxiety the lazier we got as humans. Because if you think about it, we just sit on a phone or computer all day and we scroll. This is all we're doing. We're not walking. We're not breathing as much because it doesn't take a lot of breath to scroll. I find myself forgetting to breathe sometime when I'm on Instagram. Like it, it could have been a minute. I didn't take a bath. I'm like, wait a minute, I forgot to breathe. That's why you have anxiety because you're not getting no oxygen. Get up, walk around, breathe, do something, child. And we become the type of people that order food. We don't get out and go get it no more. We got DoorDash because I'm guilty of that. We scroll all day. We forget to breathe while we're scrolling. Um, we drive everywhere. The reason why so many people have anxiety is because they're not getting enough oxygen and they're not putting their energy to use. They're not putting their energies to use. This is another reason why, like when they show future versions of humans, they look all emaciated and little like the little aliens. Because the more dependent you become on technology, the less physical uh, activity you have. And, eventually, if things don't change, people are going to start to require less oxygen because they're not even using it. Their skin tone might turn a whole different color because they're not getting as much oxygen. Their heart rate may change because of what their normal activities are. So we need to be very conscious of that and make sure you get out and do more stuff. Mhm. It's kind of like a plant you put in a small pot and it won't grow as big as a plant you put in the ground because the environment is too small and it just stays there at that one size. Um, You said, and they want us to wear a mask. I don't, not anymore, thank goodness. You said you feel anxious when procrastinating. Yeah. That's your way of telling yourself you gotta get that done. Mhm. Could you talk about exotic dancing and how it could amplify? Is it the same? Girl, if anybody throwing dollars at you while you dancing, that is amplifying. You're increasing your frequency when people throw money at you. It's very symbolic because like people are throwing dollars at you. You know, you got all them symbols on it, them alchemical symbols on the dollar, and if you have on a G string, that's like in the Freemasons, and then you put the dollar in the G string. Now you're having a moment on stage there. There you go, and you're the goddess, and people throw dead presidents at you, and you put them in your G string, and you stand up tall. There you go. There's your alchemy, stripper alchemy. And depending on what song you use, you can make it even better. Okay. Somebody said big energy. Mm. All right, there you go. You said your great aunt used to keep money in her bra. You said bands will make her dance. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, people, there's male strippers too. George Washington got to go in a man's G string and a woman's G string. Ah, you done seen it all. All right. So he done seen everything. Okay. And the artwork on the dollar bills and money and stuff like that. Green, like our currency is green in America. And sometimes they have like other colors on the dollar, but mostly green, right? Um, then there's the all-seeing eye on the top of the pyramid. And then there's like, all these symbols and stuff like that. So, they're paying homage to a lot of the ancient deities and all that kind of stuff on their money as well. I mean, literally, your cash is artwork with symbols on it. The literal cash that you carry is alchemy, artwork, and magic all into one. Okay. You said, why does Saturn rule strip clubs? Do Saturn rule strip? I don't think so. I mean, I think that's an opinion. Eh, okay. You said plastic, yeah. But you can get like, if you don't like what your credit card looks like, you can buy like these covers, like these stickers that you can put over it on your credit card now. You can even have artwork on your credit card if you want. How about the new cashless rollout yesterday? I don't know. I don't know anything about that because I don't watch the news. I just continuously do what I do. You know, it doesn't affect me. I mean, I don't really use that much cash anyway. And if I did, I could still get some at the ATM. Okay. You said Saturn rules hard work and stripping is hard work. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. No, it's silly. Okay. Well, whatever y'all think, it's up to interpretation, right? So you're trying to work with him more to be more disciplined. Okay. I try to be more disciplined sometimes, but I don't have no fun unless being disciplined is fun for me. I'm not gonna stay doing that. You know what I'm saying? So the transmutation of that is find something that you like to do and you won't need discipline because you'll just do it because it's fun. Okay. Like I don't like certain types of exercise, but I like to do Pilates and I like to do yoga and I go all the time because it's fun for me. It's not um something that I feel like I have to do. It's something that I enjoy doing. Right. Dancing is fun if you don't like exercising. Exactly. Dancing, whatever. Like if you don't like going to school, then find a different reason to go. Maybe it can be I get to wear a new outfit today. I get to accessorize. I get to wear a new hairstyle. That's what I tell my kids. If you don't like going to school, find a reason to go. Make it about fashion. Make it about your hair. Make it about something. You know how your mom always say, well, you don't go to school for a fashion show? Well, we do now. If that's what's going to get you there, right? So if you hate going to work, find a reason that will make you want to go to work if you work. It's the passion. Yeah. The passion makes you do things without discipline because you won't need discipline if you're passionate about it. Yeah, yeah. You said water always takes the easiest way. Exactly. That's literally what motivates me for school, picking out my outfits and looks. Yep, see? Because if we don't, then how are we supposed to enjoy something that's not meant to be enjoyed? Oh, cat and sprinkle sprinkle. Thank you, girl. Thank you for getting my lipsticks and my elixirs. I appreciate you. Sprinkle sprinkle. Um, Thank y'all. So, if we make things fun, like if we make learning fun, if we make learning symbolism fun, then you can learn symbolism through tarot cards, through paintings, through alchemy, drawings. You don't just have to read a boring book because Google, is there. You could just look at something. Oh, I wonder what that means, and look it right up. It's fun, and you don't have to have a scheduled time to do it. You don't have to be in a certain, place. You can just do it when you're bored. Instead of playing video games or swiping through Instagram online, just go and search up what a symbol means real quick in between. Um, you said some people like being disciplined. Yeah, I know some people like that, but it's just not for me because I don't like it because it's too controlling. Like it's not expressive enough for me and it doesn't make my frequency as high as doing something that I really enjoy and happy to do. Being the discipline is just not enough. I need more. That's the point. Like you can do the same thing as a disciplined person, but have a higher frequency doing if you're enjoying it. So you need to find a mental reason or a physical reason to enjoy whatever it is that you do instead of just focusing on, well, I just need to be disciplined and do this, even though I don't truly enjoy this. I'm just going to do it because that's who I am and that's what I like. But if you enjoying something, if you're laughing and smiling and just, you know, beaming while you're doing something, it's totally different. So if you can be disciplined and find a reason to really enjoy and like whatever it is you're doing, that's even better. Okay. Because I'm not going to be disciplined just to be disciplined. If I don't feel like making my bed, it ain't getting made. Period. Now you give me some cute pillows, or if I, feel inspiration from something, or if I'm just in a good mood, or if there's some good music on, or I'm playing something, I might make it up. I just might. But then some days I don't because it's not that important. Um, I don't care about stuff like that. But then you have people that have to make up their bed every day, or they feel messed up, or they have to do certain things in a certain order someday, or else they don't feel like everything is right. I don't care. All right. You feel it's sitting more in the divine feminine to just let it flow. Yeah. Like if you've ever been around someone who's been in the military, you see that they have to do, they have to get up, make clean, make their bed, because that's what they were used to doing in the military. And that's very disciplined. Then you see someone who never went to the military and they just do whatever they want in all whatever order they feel like doing it in. And it doesn't matter. As long as it gets done, or as long as the person is happy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How to have standards with nice and bubbly personality because I start to act too strict or stiff or else too nice. That's who I am. Have a sense of humor that goes a long way, and you can also use sarcasm. That way, people don't know if you're serious, being funny, or being nice. Sense of humor and sarcasm will help fill those voids. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I said, did you know making the bed is unhealthy? No, I didn't. Mm. You said you noticed that when you march to your own drum, it makes others uncomfortable. That's because they want to as well, but they can't. Even if they don't give themselves permission to, they're mad at themselves for not allowing themselves to be as free. You know, and there are people that I will look at and say the same thing about because there's different levels. Like there's somebody that's marching to the beat of their drum worse than me, and I'm looking at them like, oh, I could never. And then there's someone who's very disciplined, ordered, and structured that is looking at me, and they're like, I could never. So there's levels. But as long as you're happy doing you, that's all that matters, right? Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Uh oh. It's almost time for me to go, y'all. I got a few more minutes. As I said, some people are never happy. They don't want to be. Happiness is a choice. Da, da, da. You said, how do you control multiple bodies? Have multiple minds. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So, and am I feeling any extension syndrome? Girl, I don't even know what the symptoms are anymore. I just wake up and go. Wait, sprinkle, sprinkle. I stopped looking for symptoms and just started enjoying life. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, You said, can you get a free reading over the internet? Yeah, if you can find someone who give out free readings, sprinkle, sprinkle. Anything is possible. Mm, that's right. So is it continually? It's continuously high frequency feels good. Okay. You ever heard of face yoga? You mean face exercises? Of course. Um, sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank y'all. So anyway, try to look more at art. Try to know more than meets the eye. Try to see more into things, on a deeper level, and it will build your confidence. You know what I'm saying? If you want to impress people on a higher level, you need to think on a deeper level. That's all I'm gonna say. If you want to impress people and have subjects to talk about on a higher level, then you need to think on a deeper level, profound almost. When you open up your mouth, people should be in awe and unsuspecting. That's how you get them. Okay, that's how you get people. Like, say something unexpected and deep and see what happens. How to find what you enjoy to do. I want to do something as passionately as you do your videos. Um, so if you don't have a passion for something, like when I first started doing my videos, my passion came from learning and knowledge. So I have books, I have all these type of things that I was interested in, subjects, you know, paranormal things, occult knowledge, symbolism. I was very, very into that and passionate about it. And I had no one to really talk to about it. And so I just made videos or I taught it on, or I gave my opinions about it on videos and just unfolded from there. So it's just an outlet and a place to talk about the things that you're passionate about or that you're interested in. And that's literally it. Or on the other channel, it's things that I have more knowledge and experience in that I wanted to share with other people so that they can also have the benefits of that knowledge. Okay. So it's whatever you have experience or whatever you seek knowledge in that you also want to share with others. It's literally just sharing. Whatever you want to share with someone and that you would do it for free, that's where your passion is. And the added bonus is that you can get paid. Okay. So whatever you would do for free, that's where your passion is. And if you would do it for free and you get paid, it doesn't even seem like you're working. You enjoy every moment and you help other people. It is always giving. Okay. It's always giving. Okay. You said you have no one to help you do anything. You have yourself. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And that's one thing. You got to be a self starter. You can't wait for other people to help you. You got to do it first. And then when other people see you're doing something, they will come in and help you. You'll be like, wait a minute, can I help you? You need some help? Ma'am? You need some money? Ma'am, you sure? Let me give you this money. What's your cash app? If you help yourself, people will rush to help you. Okay? Got to help yourself first. Um, and that's the best way to get people to help you. Look like you try to help yourself and you don't know like, who's going to rush in to help you. If they see you're trying, they're going to be like, well, she's trying. Let me go ahead and do something. You know, help yourself a little bit and then you'll get more help than you ever thought you would. Because like I can't share my videos to other people more than you guys can. Um, I can't teach myself what I already know. So it takes other people to help you get to wherever you're trying to go. So just keep going and help yourself first by doing whatever it is you need to do to get started. You know, I say get started, and other people will pitch in. And that's it. You said you did your own reading, like you said. I did more clients and more money. I watched every single video. Good for you. See, sprinkle, sprinkle. Well, if you need more clients, then advertise. You got to get on social media and advertise, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Back in the old days when I used to do readings, I was on Facebook every day posting readings for this much money, readings for that much money. But I don't do readings anymore. Uh, but when I did, I posted it. I gave specials, half price for today. You got to be creative. You got to be super creative. You can't just say readings. You got to be like, today's special, I'm giving out love readings for half price. Um, or you put a time on your, reading, like 5-minute reading, 3-card reading, do what people can afford. And if you're good at what you do, you're going to have repeat clients. And eventually you can give yourself a raise by hiring your prices. But you just have to be patient. You need a platform to bring in clients. So maybe start a YouTube channel, maybe do something like that. But you have to find all angles in which you can create, clients from. It's literal alchemy. You got to take every opportunity that you have and find a way to get a client. Um, he said use a seductive soft tone voice and look good. Yep. That's all you really gotta do. Mm, it's not gonna come to your lap. You're gonna have to do a little work. How many readers are out there? Probably a lot. How are you gonna find and make yourself stand out? That's what you need to figure out. Okay. Try not to waste 20s on being shy and insecure. It's so hard for you to keep up your confidence and be on track and focus on money. Faking the confidence works for me only for a strong week. Okay. Well, think about this. You will never be in your 20s again once you are 30. And once you're 30, you'll have built your confidence up enough because your 20s are for learning. Your 20s are literally are for learning. And you need to learn how to make yourself live the life that you want to live. Like in your 20s, you need to say, look, being shy is not going to get me anywhere. So I need to change something. I need to fake it till I make it, right? Um, and every week, you just need to keep doing it over and over until you feel like your confidence is real. Because a lot of people pretend to be adults up until they are literally old. Okay. I'm still pretending to be an adult. Okay. Most adults are just grown kids trying to act like an adult, if you really think about it. It's all an act. When I'm laying in the bed sometimes, I'm like, yeah, I'm just a big old kid. I have to act like an adult. I have to put on my adult voice, act like I know what I'm doing, tell my kids some stuff that sound like an adult would say. But really, I'm just a big kid inside because you know what? That's what all adults are. So don't worry, you're fine. Just keep faking it, girl. Everybody fakes it. Okay. You know how when you go to the parent teacher meeting, if y'all have kids, y'all be faking it, acting like y'all extra concerned and doing the most. We have to fake a lot of stuff in life in order to appease society. But literally, most people know that they're just giant kids and trying to act like adults. Oh, Love Jones, sprinkle, sprinkle. That's why if you make everything fun and you have more fun doing things or adulting, as they call it, it's not so bad. You see, I'm pretending. I think everyone is pretending. He said he was pretending at a 5-year-old birthday party on Saturday. You gotta go talk to the boring parents and talk about the boring stuff. You gotta make sure you got something boring to talk about. Let me see. Do I have some boring topics to bring up? Let me see. Okay, I can talk about the weather. I can talk about, what happened on. You gotta. You literally have to figure out what you're gonna talk about with these old people, and they're literally trying to figure out what they're gonna talk to you about. Y'all are all talking about the things you don't even want to talk about. But since you are forced to be an adult, you talk about these adult things that are boring that y'all don't even want to be talking about. So just that's why they call it small talk because no one even wants to say those words. They just do it to be social. Literally, they want to talk about something else, but they are afraid that the other person is not going to understand or be interested. Um, all right. Thank you. He said, but you are pretending to be an adult. Why don't you be yourself? I am. I only pretend to be an adult when I have to. You know, um, it's also, you know, not, not like there are people that are an adult and they forget to have fun and enjoy life and they forget their inner child. They're very serious all the time. They don't like to laugh. They're just kind of blah. You don't if you lose your inner child and you lose your ability to enjoy life and laugh and be silly and things like that, then I think that's what really ages people. I think that's what really ages a lot of people. The people that can't remember who they were as a child, you know. Um, Maybe keep a picture of your childhood self on your desk or in your phone or some way to joy and the essence. Exactly. You said stuck in your teens. Well, you don't have to be a small child. You could be like, you know, between 10 and 12 or whatever age that you felt your most confident or whatever age you enjoyed life the most or were happiest at. Okay. You said leave Egyptians alone. Okay, I was talking about ancient Kemet. Sprinkle, sprinkle. There you go. Oh, you said not you? Okay. Who's talking about Egyptians or I don't know. I don't see it. Maybe I'm not being able to see it. All right. Do I have any recommendations or rituals to or techniques to heal a third party, specifically if it's someone terminally and if it's a child? I don't know how old they are, but if you can teach them how to heal themselves, like mentally, like envision things, that's probably going to be more helpful because a kid has high frequency and their imagination is much better. So I think teaching them how to heal themselves is definitely more helpful. And you can also, envision them and heal them mentally as well while they're doing it to themselves. I think that's going to be more helpful than just trying to do it alone because kids have more manifestation powers, higher frequency, and they believe and have a stronger imagination. Okay. In the real paradise Genesis, we were all 16 forever. We were never born as a baby. Okay, I don't believe that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. hmm Honestly, unless you have to decode that into something, so someone said 16 months. Yeah, that don't sound right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Maybe that's just when they came into consciousness and self-aware, you know? Yeah. How to what? Okay. How you hope you stop pretending to be an adult. I want to see you more expensive and happy. Well, then send me some money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You go my cash app. You gonna make demands? I'm gonna make send me some money. Make my bank account more expensive. There you go. My cash app account. Mm. You said no more money from me. Oh my goodness. Did you ever send me money? I think you did. You said it was paradise and Genesis 2 was the curse. I don't see any curse. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Maybe maybe for men, but not for women. I feel like why we have to look at things as curses and paradise. It was all the same, just a different perspective with new knowledge. Like if nobody ever told nobody, like if everybody said, you know what, be in paradise, be in the garden. If someone said, have any tree you want, but when you put rules, regulations, and try to create authority over people, that's when you have a problem. So that was the paradise. Like you can have everything here, just don't touch that tree right there. The first thing people are going to go do is touch the tree, right? In the garden. The first thing they're going to do is to do what you told them not to. All right. You said there were no kids. Stop taking the Bible literally then. It's not literal. It's a fun story to explain certain things. It's fun to use to compare, but it's not literal. Mhm. Try taking a bunch of deep breaths, exhaling and inhaling before you go to sleep at night. Like if you have a smartwatch, they have this breathing app on it, or you can find one on YouTube and do like 1 or 2 minutes of deep breathing and then go to sleep. You'll probably have more dreams and deeper sleep. Okay, here's the thing. Everybody's talking about love is the currency, living in paradise, or some people are. That is not whatever is going to happen. Okay. I'm going to tell you why. Because people don't love each other enough for love to be the currency, period. So you're telling me that, let me see, are you a guy? You're telling me it's some old lady with wrinkles, and bad breath, missing teeth comes up to you and wants to give you all her love in exchange for your car. You gonna give it to her? All right. See, it was never gonna work. So we need money, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hmm. What if a man? What if a man will know I'm wearing a wig? He prefers natural. I don't care about what men think as long as they're giving me some money. As far as, if they don't like wigs, then tell them not to wear one. Sprinkle, sprinkle. They don't have to go on their head, baby. Um, Tell them they don't have to wear it. That's what I say. You don't like wigs? Well, don't wear one. All right. It's coming. No one can stop it. The new earth. Yeah, the new earth. Love is money. Then they better put the word love on the money. They put God on the money. Then next they're gonna put love on the money. You're gonna be looking silly. All right. All we're gonna need is God in the future. We just need to trust in God. That's gonna be our currency. And then what they put on the dollar. In God we trust. Okay. That's how they be tricking y'all. They be telling y'all stuff. And y'all be thinking it's the best, and then literally it's a trick. They're like, okay, well, um, there you go. There's the artwork on the dollar. In God we trust. There you go. Pay with God. Trust God. That's money, right? They tell you that trust in God or in God we trust, and they put it on the dollar. They're gonna put love all or something on the new money in the new world, and you still gonna need it. It's always like that. You always think something is gonna be this way, and then they do it, and there's a loophole, and it's like, okay, ha ha ha, there you go. There you go. There go your money. It says love on it, so pay with your love. See, so we always feel like it's going to be this way, and it literally is never that way because there's always loopholes. And the new earth is literally a frequency. It's literally just a frequency. Like for example, if people are worried about what's happening on the news and they're scared and they fear everything, they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that. They're living the old world. Or people that don't care about that kind of stuff create their own life each day, do whatever they want, manifest, vibrate on the frequency they want to, find reasons to do things that make them happy, even if it is something that someone else would say is, being disciplined. That's the new world. It's a frequency and a perspective and a way of living without having to do all the harsh, negative um, things that the people are being put in boxes and forced to do. So it's a way of thinking, you know. It's not a way or a place. It's a frequency and a way of thinking. So um, they have they used to call certain math new math. Okay, math didn't change. It was just a different way of doing it or a different way of perceiving it. They would say, um, new this, new that, but it's not really new. It's just a reinvention of something or a new way of looking at something. No one's fighting it because I've been there. Some people got to the new world before other people even knew about the new world. You know, some people were born to usher this thinking in. Some people have been ushering this new frequency and thinking in since they were little children. So the new world to you may be something to look forward to, but some people already been living there for a long time. So it's a beautiful thing. It's an awakening that a lot of people are having, and they like to use different vocabulary and saying, "Oh, the new world, the shift." Da, da, da. I've been had shirts that said the shift and the plasma and surviving the shift. I've been had that for years on my channel. Like I already knew when I was a child. So a lot of people think that the new world is going to happen for everyone all at the same time. No, it happens at different times for different people. Some get it earlier, some get it later. Some won't get it till they 95 years old. So we have to realize that it's not a special time. Nothing is literal. Everything has loopholes. That's the whole part of being in a new world. Everything has loopholes. Everything can be transmuted. Everything can be seen from a different perspective. Nothing is what it seems. And when you go by that, you don't have to wait for no shift or anything like that because you're already there. Okay. And there are some people that can go back and forth from the new world to the old world. Okay. There is an in between. And once you can go to all three of them at the same time, you can communicate with these people, and these people. You can communicate on that level of love and light. Da, da, da. You communicate on the level of the people that are shifting and learning. And you communicate with the people that haven't figured it out yet. But there's always going to be people transcending to the next level. There's always going to be people that are transcending, and haven't transcended yet. There's always going to be that. That's why in every religion, especially Christianity, they're always talking about the end is near. The end is near. You better repent. You better go to church. You better ask for forgiveness and all this kind of stuff because that is literally the same definition as transcending into another frequency and another perspective. So, thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. And I know, like, sometimes when people are just awaking or they're into it or they feel like it's happening to everyone at the exact same time, it's not because you can look at the person sitting next to you and they're so dense, they don't know what you would even be talking about if you were to have a conversation with them because they're still in the old world. You can be sitting right next to someone who's living in the old world. You could be sitting next to someone who's living in the new world and you could be stuck in the middle. So, said passing over, right? We're right at the time of Passover. And Easter was originally for Ishtar, Isis, Astara, Ashura. So you have all this goddess energy coming in right now. And women are always at the same phase. They're always renewing themselves. Every month, a woman renews her uterus. Every month, our old world of possibilities end and a new one comes in. Just like the moon has cycles, So we're all shifting. And once again, Easter, was literally goddess worship and turned into some day about Jesus. So, either way, it's a time to renew. Either way, it's a time to renew. To pass over into the new way of thinking, it's a mindset. Oh, yeah. And spring is the new, winter is the old. Like the months and the seasons are just the cycle of life. So, yeah, spring is birth, summer is life, fall is, getting old, winter is death or dying. Then you are reborn in the spring. Da da da. Okay. How can you manifest moving into a different state? Getting a job in a different state. Apply for jobs out of state. That's one way to start to get the ball rolling if you have to work. If you don't have to work, then start looking for places to live out of state. Visual looking okay, the visual part of looking at things helps make it more of a reality. So, if you wanna move out of state, start looking at places to live in the state you wanna live. That's gonna get your frequency going in order to be able to manifest stronger. Change is the only constant thing that appears the same in our minds. Mhm. Everything's always changing. Now, if y'all wanna know more about the new earth and the new world, and y'all tune in tomorrow with me and Q Reeves, and we're gonna be talking about Donut Earth. And there's more to it than Donut Earth. Okay, we're just putting that as clickbait. But Donut Earth literally is a frequency. Okay, so we're going to be talking about a new frequency or a different frequency and how things are changing and why things are changing and what we think about it and all this kind of stuff. And I'm gonna be comparing it to certain things and symbols that I see in artwork or in movies or in things like that, and teach you guys how to see the same thing or understand what it all means, and why certain people choose different shapes to describe the planet Earth. It is a loophole. That's all I'm going to say. If you're an alchemist, if you understand symbolism and shapes, 3D, 4D, 5D, all of that, um, claiming a shape for something allows certain perspectives, allows certain hierarchies, and all that kind of stuff. So if you're really thinking like deeply, if the earth was flat, you could always stand on it. This is why we have some people that think the earth is flat. Some think literally, and some think it strategically, or a way of perceiving themselves. So you would always be above the earth. You would always be above, you know. And then some people that think the earth is round or sphere, you would always be on the earth and gravity would not let you escape, okay, or fall or whatever. Um, and that's 3D. So that's a 3D shape. Flat earth would be a 2D shape. Donut earth would be a 4D shape. So we're moving into 4D way of thinking. So that's the whole donut earth thing. Mm, You said a bagel, donut, whatever. Okay. Well, we're gonna get into it. It's gonna be fun because, like, I don't take things too seriously. Mm, And if you literally think about it, you know, whatever shape you feel something is totally up to you. Okay. Like when people tell me the earth is flat, earth is round, like y'all all right, okay? It ain't that serious. It don't matter. Okay. Y'all are all correct. Um, and a lot of things that people discover, I'm gonna put it in quotes, that people discover in the cosmos, some of it's made up. Let me tell you why. A lot of things that people talk about or discover in outer space is literally made up based on what they already know, but they want to take it and expand it to the next level in order to um, create a loophole for people that think a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So let's pretend you're playing a game. Um, and a video game. And certain weapons do certain things, going through certain doors take you to certain places, right? So let's say you're playing the game in life with knowledge. And so you say, well, if I went through a black hole or a wormhole or something like that, and I came out on the other side, then technically that would make me people play these intellectual games that are, based in science, alchemy, and knowledge and ancient knowledge and symbolism with each other. And for a scientist or a doctor or somebody to come out with a theory or a possible loophole allows them to continue playing with new rules. Okay. So, and while you're playing that game, if you are a really good manifester, you can literally manifest your way to wherever you're trying to get. Okay. So that's why there's a lot of people say, "Oh, life is just a game." But some people take it to the next level. Like, okay, y'all watch that movie Harry Potter and how they would play like all these like wizard's chess and like whatever that what game. What do they call it? Um, Quidditch and all this kind of stuff. Like and combating each other with spells and stuff. Like this is literally what bored people do who don't have to focus on the mundane things in life. They have these other things, mental, spiritual, and alchemical, ways of thinking that allows them to play a game while walking everyday life. Okay. So it's kind of like when Harry Potter goes from the normal world into, you know, the other part where the witches and wizards are. It's a whole different game. Okay. In the normal world, you can just walk around and do whatever you want without really thinking. And, the muggle world is what they call it. And in the other world, you have to be very aware what you're doing. You have to be conscious. You have to do this, you have to do that. It's all literally alchemy, magic, and games. So if you are on that level of thinking or vibrating, if you're on a higher dimension of thinking or vibrating, or a different dimension of thinking and vibrating, as the other people are as well, then y'all are going to be thinking in a similar pattern. And so you may react differently to each other than, let's just say, it's two normal people on the street who don't know anything about symbolism or magic or anything like that. You're not going to have the same thoughts in your head when you see someone in a certain color or wearing a certain pattern or listening to certain music. You're not going to think the same thing as someone over here who knows symbolism, can see magic and art, clothing, and patterns. You're not going to have the same type of thoughts. So you're not going to react the same. So it's very different. So a lot of people live in that type of mentality, but you can also turn it off and turn it back on whenever you feel like it. Like at some points, I don't care and I don't play anything. I just live and enjoy my life. But learning and understanding certain things also lets you look into what other people could be doing or seeing them play a game, being a spectator almost like, okay, I see what y'all are doing. And this is also how a lot of people are able to see what will happen next because they see the pattern. And once you see the pattern or the games people are playing, you know what's next or what can beat that and what will probably most likely be done or what loophole might be used in order to get out of a certain situation. So when you see all these people on the news or celebrities and stuff like that, a lot of people can kind of guess what is next for them because of the game. And they know how it's played and they see exactly the moves that are being made. And the only loopholes out of certain things may be drastic or may be simple, but it's very predictable. hmm So everything is a matrix, both on a collective and individual basis. Yes. Um, you said you left a long time ago. Yeah, parallels, or you can live in both at the same time. Some people playing, some people not. Well, some people don't care. They're just walking around, just doing whatever they want, not feeling any sort of way about it. So he said how to live a soft life while feeling disciplined and accomplished and time efficient. Um, Work for yourself. Do something that is easy to earn money with. Oh, Tahiri, Sprinkle Sprinkle, thank you. From Fatima, thank you. She's in cash at me here. Find a way to make money without having to do too much. You know, like keep searching until you find that. Like, um, you can live a soft life, like without too much discipline and hard work. Because and also, if you put in the hard work in the beginning, then you can literally just sit back and enjoy the rest because it's going to take care of itself. But you got to put in a little bit of hard work in the beginning, and then it's going to work itself out. Doing the least for the most, exactly. Try to figure out how to do the least and get the most. Use your mind. Work smarter, not harder. Okay. All right, y'all. I have to go. Thank y'all, everybody who donated. I appreciate you guys. Make sure y'all are here tomorrow, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, for the video on Dawn on Earth with Q Reeves. And make sure y'all have some good questions. And make sure, I guess, y'all have like something positive to say. Don't be negative in the comments. I think if we agree or don't agree with anything, it just allows us to see different perspectives. I may not agree with everything someone says, but I'm still going to respect their perspective because that's what it's about. And keeping an open mind in order to learn and grow is very important. But also knowing who you are is also very important. So I'll see y'all on the next one.